The hospital had never seen a baby quite like this one, but one woman was determined to advocate for him. A child has the power to change your life entirely, and Chelsea Zeleny Flora understands this better than anyone. Charlie. The life of a woman from Texas named Chelsea Zeleny Flora changed suddenly. Chelsea saw a Facebook post that caught her attention. She often scrolled through social media, but this post stood out. It was about a baby in the hospital who needed a home. The baby had been there for over 2 months and had serious health problems. If he didn't find a home soon, the hospital would have to let him go. Chelsea was shocked and worried. Could they really leave such a young child with health issues all alone? Just thinking about it made her feel sick. Chelsea and her husband had been foster parents but didn't plan to do it for long. They wanted to adopt a child to raise with their biological kids. They achieved this dream in 2016 when they adopted a little girl. When their daughter turned 10 months old, they thought about stopping fostering. They already had a daughter and a son with autism and planned to have one more baby. It was already challenging, and they felt it was time for a change. But as a parent, especially a foster parent, you never know what will happen. After seeing the post about the baby, Chelsea felt a strong urge to help him since no one else was. She was even more alarmed to learn that the baby had very fragile bones and only a few days left before being discharged. She couldn't ignore it. So, she called the hospital to find out everything about the child. She asked for all the details, both good and bad, and that's exactly what she got. Chelsea tried to get more information about the child. It turned out that the situation was even more difficult than it seemed. The infant had many medical needs, and it would be challenging for the couple to take care of him along with the 3 other children they already had. This was complicated. What could she do? The doctor said they had never seen anything like this. His case was very rare and severe. The boy had a condition called bilateral proximal femoral focal deficiency, also known as PFFD. In addition to this, he had Class D, the most severe case. This meant that the baby didn't have bones in certain parts of his body or that some bones were malformed. He was missing bones in his legs and hips. Besides all of these issues, the doctors had different expectations about his future. One said that he would most likely end up in a wheelchair for the rest of his life. Another said that he could get prosthetics. One even mentioned that he had a patient with a similar situation who was currently playing high school football. It was a difficult case, but anything could happen. The doctors suspected that the boy had fetal alcohol syndrome, which can occur when a mother drinks alcohol during pregnancy and may lead to health issues like brain damage. This news made Chelsea feel even more responsible, especially as a mother herself. She struggled to understand why some mothers didn't feel the same way. Concerned about the baby's future, Chelsea appreciated the doctor's support. Instead of pressuring her to adopt, they were kind and understanding. One nurse, who had adopted children herself, emphasized that adoption is a wonderful but serious commitment. Chelsea recognized the weight of this responsibility and discussed it with her husband, who was also shocked. They learned that with some additional training, they could adjust their license to care for children with special medical needs like this boy. Eventually, they decided to become foster parents to this child. They just had to. Soon after, the foster baby was brought to their house. He was really tiny, his head was misshapen, and his legs seemed weak. The baby appeared fragile and weak in general, but he was also really adorable. The family fell in love with him right away and promised to take good care of this fragile little baby. However, there were more problems with this child. It was even harder than they expected. The baby was sick all the time, had trouble sleeping, cried constantly, and often had to go to the hospital. It was difficult for the whole family. They were in constant fear, afraid of holding him the wrong way or hurting him. The whole family had to figure out how to deal with the situation. It didn't take long for Chelsea's children to get used to the little boy. They loved him right away. They did notice that there was something medically wrong with him, but they didn't care. They just loved him. The children wanted to hold him all the time and would fight about whose room the baby would sleep in. They got used to him, and he really became one of their own. They loved him more and more each day, and he felt like a member of the family. To the couple, he was now just one of their children. They all fell in love with him and gave it their all. Later, they heard that there was a relative of the baby who might be able to take him home and care for him. It wasn't certain when this would happen, but there was hope. The family had mixed feelings about this. They were really committed to this baby, and it wouldn't be easy to say goodbye to him. The relative underwent a home study, but it turned out that the person didn't pass it. This relative was unfit to take care of the baby. Chelsea and her family weren't surprised, and they were also quite happy about it. This meant that he could stay with them for longer. Not long after, one of the workers asked the family if they were willing to adopt him. The question didn't come as a surprise. It had certainly already been discussed by the family. The answer was yes. They were absolutely willing to adopt this baby and take care of him for the rest of their lives. Luckily for this boy, and for them, he officially became part of the family on November 15, 2017, which also happened to be National Adoption Day. Chelsea and her husband adopted their fourth child, Charlie. From the very first day, this family treated Charlie as if he were their son. They fully committed to his mental and physical well-being. Now he was officially their child, and he would never have to worry about being abandoned. They would take great care of him forever. After the adoption, the work continued. It still wasn't easy to take care of him, but that didn't matter to his parents. Every second with him was a blessing. They gave him all the love, care, and happiness in the world, and hopefully, that would have a positive impact on him mentally and physically. Fortunately, there was some good news about Charlie's health. He didn't have fetal alcohol syndrome. That was one obstacle less, but there were still many other challenges. His parents had to do their best and fight every single day so he would hopefully improve. Their hard work paid off. Charlie thankfully improved. He found a way to crawl and eventually could get up all by himself. He did things and moved in ways that no one had ever seen or even thought possible. Before long, little Charlie was moving all around the house. He rode a scooter, found a way to go upstairs, and took steps with his walker. On his second birthday, Charlie surprised everyone even more. This strong little boy somehow was able to take steps without his walker, all by himself. On this day, he walked 6 steps despite having less than half of his legs. It was amazing. His parents were so delighted and proud of him. It was the most beautiful thing, and they couldn't be happier. This just proved what love and commitment can do, especially for a young child. Charlie could have had a completely different life, but he ended up in a loving and caring environment. He is not defined by his disability. He is just Charlie. He is a young, happy boy who can achieve anything he wants. Everything is possible with his strength and his beautiful, supportive family by his side. The family became more and more hopeful that Charlie would be completely all right thanks to them. He couldn't have had a better home, and his parents are grateful for his presence every day. He made their family even better. His mother gave a final update about her son. He loves eating hot dogs with ketchup, playing with friends, and swimming. She believes that he will be able to do anything he wants. She is sure about that, and his whole family is excited about his future. Chelsea encourages parents and people to be more open-minded about children with disabilities. It's okay to ask questions and talk about it, but they shouldn't be treated differently. Their disabilities don't define them. Every child is special in their own way. Charlie is just a young, happy boy with many passions in life, and that is what really matters. Thankfully, Charlie ended up having this family. We are happy that it all worked out for them and that Charlie is doing well. Would you ever consider adopting children? Why do you think people should adopt children, no matter how hard the situation can be? Let us know in the comment section. I hope you liked this video. Please give it a thumbs up and share it with your loved ones. Also subscribe and press the bell icon to never miss the update from our channel. Thank you.